Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai Bhairava, Jai Ma Kaali. I've been busy with a few things, life, work, upasanas in general. So recording this video after some time. I have received some emails, few emails from some people, and I've responded to most of them. Some of them are regarding Bhairava upasana, and I've mentioned many times if it's Bhairava upasana you're keen on, Rajashri Nandi is a great person to follow his content and his guidance and directions. A great place to start, wonderful place to start. Now today's sort of video will be about how to approach Ma Kaali in a proper way if you don't have a guru or you're not in a surrounding where you can start upasana, you don't know how to do it. Obviously you need to know the basics of any sort of upasana process, and that we've discussed in the previous videos. But today I want to talk about how do you approach Ma Kaali if you don't have a guru the right way and you have the intent to approach her. And we've discussed this many times. She is unbelievable power. She's Parabrahma Swarupam. She is consciousness personified. She is consciousness. And her Swarup is extremely powerful. There are a lot of mentions online of different parts of her Swarup. Who you think Ma Kaali is not complete. In Kalika Ashtakam says, Swarupam Twadhiyam na Vindanti Deva, meaning even the Trimurtis cannot understand or comprehend your Swarup. What that means that her form, her power, her style, her mood, what she does, what she doesn't do, even the Devatas cannot fully comprehend. She is untamable. She does not belong to anything. She is Dakshina Kaali, but at the same time she's at all directions. So that means she's fluid. So to understand her or even approach her and start feeling her power, you obviously need Bhairava Baba's blessing, obviously. But there is one element when it comes to Kaali Sadhana, Kaali Upasana, Kaali Bhakti. It's a triangle, and at the top of the triangle is Adya Kaali, Dakshina Kaali, and Ma Kaali, Ma Durga, all those Swarups. And then it goes deeper and deeper. But at the tip of that is Mahakali, and at the bottom right is Bhairavnath, especially Bhatuk Bhairav Swarup, and Mahakal Bhairav Swarup, and Kal Bhairav Swarup. And on the left corner of that triangle is one very powerful Kali Yuga Devata that we have overlooked in a way. Not overlooked, but we misunderstood. Not misunderstood, didn't fully comprehend. And that is Mahabali, Mahaparakrami, Sri Ramadut, Anjani Putra, Pavana Putra Hanumanji. We in Sanatana Dharma see Hanumanji as obviously a Veera, but we see him more of a Sri Rama Bhakt, who's a subtle sadhu, and he is a sadhu. He's a sannyasi, he's a sadhu. He doesn't want anything. He has sacrificed. He is Vairagyam personified. All he cares is Ram Bhakti. But at the same time, he's also Mahavir. At the same time, he's also a Shakta. In Tantra, his Panchamukhi, five-faced Hanuman form is heavily followed. And in Tantra sadhanas, he has a very powerful influence, especially in Kali Yuga. He is known to have very powerful influence. We don't see him as a Shakti Upasaka. We don't see him as a Kali Upasaka, but he is. There are multiple stories that tells you. I'll give you a few scenarios, stories, not in too much detail, and I will connect it to the topic of this video. Now, in the Ramayana Yuddha, when Ravana changed form and went into the camp of Sri Rama's camp, and he took the form of Vibhishana. When he took he's a Mayavi, he's a illusionist, so to speak, magician, and he took Sri Rama and Sri Lakshmanji to Patala, which is the hell, and his goal was to sacrifice them in front of, they were all Kali Bhaktas. Most of the Asuras were all Mahavidya Kali Bhaktas. They are Param Siddhas. Many of them are Maharishis with a problem with their software, basically their nature. So that's a different topic. So their goal was to sacrifice them to, literally a bali, to Mahakali. And Hanumanji heard about this, where they went from Vibhishana, actual Vibhishana, and he went to Patala, and there are a story where he fought Makardhwaj and so on. Let's skip that story. And then he goes to Mahakali's Murti, he takes his tiny form and goes to Mahakali's Murti and said, Ma, I need your help. I need to stop this from happening. Please bless me. Mahakali at that time said, take my position, my son, and I will slip away and you do what you need to do. And then Hanumanji takes the position of Mahakali's Vigraha, idol. And then and there's a story that Ravana asked Sri Ramchandra and Lakshmanji to kneel down, and they said, we don't kneel down, we are Kshatriyas. And he was swinging his sword. At that particular time, Hanumanji took the Panchamukhi form, blew the 5 diyas, the fires, which is a source of Mahiravan's power, and killed him. And the second story is a very beautiful story that a lot of the time in Veera Sadhana is used, is where Sahasra Ravan, this is in Adbhut Ramayanam, Sahasra Ravan, the 1,000-headed Ravana. There are many Ravanas. A 1,000-headed Ravana is far more powerful than actual Ravana. After Sri Ramchandraji killed Ravana, Sahasra Ravana came out, and he didn't want to involve in all of this stuff, but he had to, because the story goes that Ravana's mother forced him to take revenge. And he came out, and a war started, and Sri Ramji, Lakshmanji, Hanumanji, and Sita Mata was sitting in the Pushpaka Vimana, and the war happened, and Sahasrarama was so powerful, he hit Sri Ramji and Lakshmanji, and it's said that they died for a temporary period, and they were laying down. And Hanumanji took his gada, and that's one of the first times he actually used it in a war, and he hit Sahasrarama with it, but it broke into pieces. That's the only time Hanumanji's weapon was destroyed, according to Adbhut Ramayana. And as this was all going on, Sita Mata got very upset, and she came down running, looking at Sri Ramchandra and Lakshmanji in that state, and she didn't even cry, and she suddenly started laughing. Attahasam, which is roar of a laughter, and thunders came around, darkness surrounded, earth was shaking, the seas were churning, and the whole ground started shaking, and there was darkness, thunder, and everything. And out of the smoke you could see a huge Virat Swarup, a massive, powerful form, which was 10 times bigger than Sahasra Ravana. And just the energy and the light emanating from the smoke, that you couldn't even see what's going on. Her Attahasam, thousands of the soldiers already died of deafness and brain injury because of the impact of that sound. And then she, within few seconds, she jumped out and destroyed Sahasra Ravana. But when she did that, during that period when she was taking the form, Sita Maya was taking them, because Sita Maya it isn't the Adyakali Sotam. Sita Maya herself, Sita Mata herself is Adyakali. It's the most softest form of Adyakali, Sita Mata. And during this was happening, Hanumanji took the form of Panchamukhi Hanuman again, and Mahakali took him as a ride. Panchamukhi Hanumanji was Mahakali's ride, Vahana, towards to kill Sahasra Ravana. And it is said that whenever Mahakali comes down to her form, she sits on top, on the shoulders of Panchamukhi Hanumanji, and then goes out to war. And then obviously he jumped the ocean to go to Masita. Masita gave him all the Ashtasiddhis. There are multiple stories. And then if you look at the oldest temples, especially temples like Kamakya, where there's a Mahakali Peeth there, and many other older temples in the world, in India, you would see this, obviously Bhairava, and there's also Hanumanji. And a lot of the Siddha Peeths and Shakti Peeths, you'll see that. If you notice, Hanumanji is right there next to Bhairava. What does that mean? That means that, and by the way, on the Bhairava story, Kaali was pleased with Hanumanji's commitment and love and bhakti and his virata, because Kaali is attracted to a vira, a man, a person who does not give up. He said, from now on, you will be, once this is all over, you will be the protector of all of my energies, so Shakti Pitas and Siddha Pitas. And that's why he's always there. That's why Hanumanji is there. And Hanumanji is not only Sri Ramchandra, Sri Ram Bhakt, he is also Sita Mata's Bhakt. And Sita Mata is Adya Kali herself. Do not mistake ever that. She's actually Adya Kali. So all of those stories point out to one thing. And we know that Hanumanji is Kali Yuga's one of the most powerful form. When Sri Ramji was going into the river, leaving his body, he instructed Hanumanji to specifically stay in Kali Yuga and help the bhaktas. You help them to reach their goal in this Kali Yuga. That's your job, Hanuman. And he accepted that job, which is why Hanumanji responds also very fast, because that's his duty. In this time, it's his duty till the end, to help us bhaktas climb the ocean, climb through this stuff and get to our destination. And it is not just that he's a Rama Bhakt, he is a Veera, he's a protector. And we should look at all the stories and symbolisms and understand that, yes, Bhairava's blessing is important, but Hanumanji's blessing is actually, according to me, and that's how I think, and this could be my opinion, would be a good start, a very great start for anybody who's looking to do Shakti Sadhana. Because what does Hanumanji do? There's a difference between Hanumanji and Bhairava. Kaali is Triganatmika. She is not Sattvic, she's not Rajasic, she's not Tamasic. She's above all of that. To get to that mindset, it will take you many years. It will take many sadhanas and a very good guru. Bhairava will help you push through that very fast. But Hanumanji is the one at the beginning who's going to cleanse you. Hanumanji is a Sattvic energy. He's a Sattvic Veera. He's Param Sadhu, but he's also Veera. So Hanumanji is the one who will start you on that path, okay? Because in a Hanuman upasana, a lot of things has to be taken care of. And I'm not talking about a sadhana specifically, but upasana in general. Being respectful to women, having at least an awareness, a certain level of brahmacharya with your mind and your body, right? Because what does that do? It controls your vira. As for men, it controls your body's energy source, right? All of the body's most powerful energy source is in a man's, virium, as it's called. Hanumanji is the epitome of that. Hanumanji is a sadhu, a yogi who has completely taken over his senses and has complete control over his mind. And the other part of that is that Hanumanji also protects you very well. Once you get in this path of proper upasana sadhana, you are about to experience some obstacles in life, perhaps some energies, things will be attracted to you, good and bad. And Hanumanji is the one who will help you go through that. He gives you, the most important thing is he gives you the courage and the inner strength, in some cases physical strength, to face all these problems with your head held high. And there's unbelievable power in Ram Nam, Sita Ram. There's unbelievable power in it. Anybody can tap into it. And if you haven't tried this, for a few days, sit for 10-15 minutes and just chant Ram, Sita Ram. Close your eyes and chant Sita Ram. And keep repeating it slowly. You will feel the vibration all around your body. And that is the source of his strength as well. So I think in the first video we discussed that all of the deities have multiple layers that only with the sadhana we start uncovering. So Hanumanji upasana should be done on a daily basis. And one of the simplest mantra, you don't need to ask anybody's permission, but if you have any Hanuman temples nearby, I highly suggest go to that temple regularly. And if you see the pujari, the priest, ask him if he can give you a mantra upadesh. Mantra upadesh is basically Hanuman Chalisa upadesh. If you can get it from him, and he's already doing Hanuman upasana, is great. Or you can, I would recommend you try that, or at least start chanting Hanuman Chalisa 3 to 5 times a day. with the intention of him accepting you as his student. Accept him as your guru. Accept him, request him to be your first guru, because he'll be the one who will physically and mentally transform you in the beginning. He'll be the one who will give you the energy and supercharge to go ahead powerfully in the Bhairava sadhana and Kaali sadhana. And then without Hanuman sadhana, most people cannot really powerfully get into this, especially without a good guru or a guru. It's the best course of action is to start Hanumanji upasana, which is for next 3 to 6 months regularly chant Hanuman Chalisa. Understand that Hanuman Chalisa's every single line has a lot of meaning in it, which you will not even find online. Only through the careful chanting and understanding the context of what that mantra means. I'll give you an example. Rama dware tum rakhwale. What does that mean? At the door of Rama, you are the protector. That just doesn't mean in the palace of where Sri Rama was living. When you say Ram Nam with your mouth, you also are the door to Ram Nam. Let me say that again. When someone says Sri Ramji's name, you also become the pathway, the door he protects. Wherever Ram Nam's there, he protects. So he protects you from everything, right? And in the beginning of Upasana, when you don't have right guidance, there is no better guru. There's no bigger yogi. I mean, he's Mahadev Sarup, so there's no better yogi, Bhakta, Veera than Hanumanji at this point. So you should always reach out to Hanumanji, and he's unbelievably kind and he's unbelievably powerful. And if your alignment is right, your karmic alignment is right, your intention is right, he responds faster by showing you clues, and all you have to do follow those clues. Could be in a dream, could be people coming around you. There are so many things that happen. That's completely based on who you are and where you're coming from. So I highly recommend Kaali Upasana. Understand that Hanumanji is not just a Ram Bhakt. Hanumanji is a Sita Maya Bhakta, and Sita Maya is Adya Kali. Sita Maya is Kali Ma herself, Kali Ma personified. Kali Ma's most simplest avatar is Sita Mata, and Sita Mata is extremely powerful. She was just playing slightly a quieter role in those times. So I highly recommend Hanumanji Upasana instead of jumping into 3-4 upasanas, and stick to one upasana. Connect with Hanumanji. Connect with Hanumanji as your guru. Ask him for guidance. He will walk you this path, and he will make you more sattvic. Obviously, if you're serious about this, then it's better to not drink alcohol, reduce or eliminate onions and garlic stuff, because he's sattvic, right? He's a sadhu, he eats fruits and sattvic foods. So to connect to him, those are his basic rules. He will only take you seriously. You'll only go ahead in that path or please him in a way if you follow things that he likes. And the thing is that don't take Hanumanji as a god, and that's hard to do because he is Param Shaktisali and we've seen him as a god, and he is. But he considers himself as a bhakta, as a sadhaka, a senior sadhaka, but he's a sadhaka. So he doesn't consider himself much. That's why he's so humble. So the best way to approach him is as a guru. And what better guru than him? And he's very approachable, extremely kind, with the right intention. You say that I want bhakti and bhav. I want to do upasana of Devi. Please guide me, Hanumanji. Walk me through. In Chalisa in the beginning it says, I'm an idiot, I'm ignorant, I don't know anything, please guide me. It's a request that you put to a guru, and that's what Hanumanji is. He's a guru, he's a Shakta Upasaka, he's a Devi Upasaka, at the same time he's a Sri Ramji Hari Upasaka, but he's extremely powerful, extremely fast. If you can go to temples nearby and ask for the pujari or the priest to give you Mantropadesha on Hanuman Chalisa. It's not necessary, but it's always better if you can. But if not, you take at least a mental sankalpa, mental promise to yourself that every day you will do at least 5 times, or if you can't do that, at least 3 times. If you can do morning and evening, good. It's better. Evenings are actually better for getting through to him, because he's always on sadhanas during the day according to our shastras, and he's mostly open to hearing you after 8. So don't request anything. Request him bhakti and bhav. Everybody asks for different things. Ask him, genuinely ask him, give me bhakti and bhav, and he will give you that in the loads. And who knows, in a few months of upasana, you will realize you are more of a Sri Ramji Bhakt than a Kaali Upasaka, right? At the end of the day, it's all the same. The point is, where do you get your bhava from? Where you get your emotions from? Emotions is what it is. You cannot fight your mind to convince them that this is your ishta and I have to do this, I have to say that. You cannot convince your mind. You cannot fool your mind long enough. It will go back to its old self. The only way to make your mind only way for your mind to make your mind to collaborate with you, work with you, is to have that emotion. Mind works on an emotion. That's all it is. If you have the right emotion, the mind will do anything you want. So the question is, where do you connect? And if you connect with Sri Ramji and Sita Maya, you get into that upasana. Then that's what you need to go for. It's not just that only Ma Kaali. Everything is Ma Kaali. Everything is Adya Kaali. Sita Maya is Adya Kaali. You can see her form. There are multiple stories where she's shown her form and who she is. So Hanumanji is a great, according to me, the easiest and the fastest way to approach. You don't need to know Tantra, Mantra, nothing. Take Hanuman Chalisa, understand what Hanuman Chalisa has, different paragraphs and on the different sites. It's talking about different things about Hanumanji and his life in general and what he cares about. In the Hanuman Chalisa, if you ask him what is your most favorite line, he would say, with the line where Sri Ramji, my Prabhu, hugged me. Right? I don't want to say the exact line, but it's there. So there are so many levels into the Hanuman Chalisa. It is already a Mahamantra. Hanuman Chalisa is a Mahamantra. And if you really start to like it, and I mentioned this before, you can sit and do 108 times of Hanuman Chalisa in one go. It will take you 6-7 hours. Find a Vishesh at the end. There's so many things you can do. Just activating Hanuman Chalisa a few hundred times itself going to change big things in your life. And I really hope that you guys take it seriously. And this you don't need too many things for this. This is all about your intention and your commitment to the process. 3 to 4 months of proper committed Hanuman sadhana, only focusing on Hanumanji and Sri Ramji and Sita Mata. It's going to do wonders for a lot of people. So I hope this helps. Jai Ma Kaali.